And hello, welcome back, everyone. This is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining. As always, it's a pleasure to read for you. Happy New Year and happy holidays, belated holiday season for everyone that celebrates. We're going to be reading the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of January 2025. And can you believe a year has already flown by so quickly that it was a blip on the screen? But then again, 2024 was an absolute nightmare for myself. There were some very good learning lessons and everything, but overall, 2024 was kind of a bit of a rough year for many people, especially with the jobs market, especially with life events and so on. But it's a year of purging and releasing. So I can at least be grateful for that. And more on that to come in a rant somewhere in the near future, not the distant future. So, as we always do, we go through the order of the day. If you like what you see here, I appreciate your love and support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, send me you know, send me some of that positive energy my way, and feel free to ding the notification bell if you like what you see here, so that way you don't miss any updates from future postings and can stay in the know as to when the signs go live. If you also would like a personal reading with me, feel free to do that by reaching me at the contact information provided in the description box below. I will be more than happy to read for your inquiries and get a more detailed perspective on what's taking place in your life and not just a collective reading. That said, without further ado, we'll go into Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for January 2025. Pisces for the month of January 2025. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of January 2025. Stop here. Pisces, current energy. What is the challenge? What happened in the recent past? What has happened? What will happen in the near future? What is at the core of this reading? What is at the crown? And what is going to take place as the penultimate reading, penultimate outcome for this reading? All right, so here we go. Page of Swords and Queen of Cups. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle message, and then we'll go from there. This is from the Moonology deck. Take time to breathe out. No time to give rather than take. So, we talk about time to breathe out. You've been going through a lot of stressful things in your life recently, and what this has done, this has created a situation where you feel suffocated by the demands of everyday life and by the ups and downs of what you have been experiencing and dealing with. In order to get your affairs in order, it's been very tough, but what you have to do right now is learn to be selfless in all of this. This means that not blaming others, blaming people or even yourself as to why things are taking place the way they are. But it's a time for you to give your energy to things that matter rather than taking shit from things that don't matter. Now, with these two oracle cards here, we talk about the new moon and the disseminating moon. So the disseminating moon is right when it gets to the apex and becomes a full moon, if I'm not mistaken. And this is just like you're nearly at the point where you're going to start receiving all the blessings and success that you have been looking for. But in doing so, you have to give just a little bit more in order for it to work out, because you're at the crux of manifesting this this Virgo energy within your life, this Virgo realization in your life, as the energy of task mastering, being successful from paying attention to the small details, being selfless, being of service, and allowing yourself to really, really look at your role within the greater scope of everything. And funny enough that we see the Virgo sign here, or Virgo in this moonology deck, because we have the Virgo card, the Six of Pentacles. However, it's in the reverse. Currently, right now, you can feel that things are unfair. What you're giving is not being received. And you feel that perhaps that things are leeching and stealing away from your energy. And the challenge here, the devil, it can feel like life is coming at you from all sides and is robbing you of your precious energy, resources, and time. Um, you can almost feel like you don't want to give to anything anymore because everything seems to be taken from you. Six of Pentacles is when someone gives to you. Sometimes Six of Pentacles in the reverse when people take from you or even rob you or steal from you. And with that devil energy in the middle part, what it can tell us is that there are restrictions, there are fears, insecurities, doubts that are robbing you of the joy in your life. And also obsessions with certain things that can keep you stuck in a situation. Remember that when the devil is present in the Rider-Waite Tarot or any tarot card reading, what it shows us is not an evil figure with two people bound to it. When we look deeper at the matter, we see two people with loose chains around their neck, which they could easily escape from. They are tied not to the evil figure, but to the black box of Saturn. And with the Baphomet on it, what you're seeing is an as above, so below, feeling or um, gesture rather with its arms and its hands and everything. So what this does, this points to the salvia coagula, the rise and fall, the in and out, and the you know flux of things that take place within the universe, the constant moving between different sources. So what we have to do when we are stuck in a situation, we have to eventually move to the next phase, which is finding a pathway forward. It shows us that things cannot stay stuck forever unless we choose to do so, because the Adam and Eve figures there are stuck. They are only there as long as they choose to stay. And as they stay longer, they then begin to morph into the things that represent the hell on earth, with one tail being caught on fire and another one becoming fruit, kind of like a sport bunch of grapes. There's a very powerful lesson in this, and this is an energy that I typically I'll try to understand and point out to people with, even work with in the sense of like shadow work, because it's important for people to know exactly how the devil shows its presence in your life. And I have told multiple people, the devil will have its way with you. It is of your own choosing. How do you invite these negative energies into your life? You can only invite them in. They can't force their way in. So when we look back at this, we see what happened in the recent past. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. What is clarifying the Page of Cups in the reverse? So it's the Knight of Pentacles. Seems that things are going really slow, and it feels that you're beginning to become bored and tired of things. Even as you work towards your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, it feels like it is an absolute slog to get through. It seems like every day is just an incremental step towards achieving some kind of success. and that has emotionally drained you. So you've taken a time to go inwards and try to understand the best path forward, or you have just isolated yourself in order to make sense of what is happening in your life. The Hermit card here. That is the lantern of illumination, of enlightenment. That is the same flame that is present within the star and also within the fire above the Baphomet. It is actually a Gnostic symbol which talks about the fire of illumination. So you have the fire at the top, the black box of Saturn at the bottom, as above, so below. This, you know, it's the sign that he's making. Now, when we look at this, we then talk about the Three of Pentacles in the future, the near future. It seems like you have a community of people that can support you to get out of this situation. Clarify the Three of Pentacles. Clarify the Three of Pentacles. We'll say this is the Ace of Swords. Basically, what you're doing, you're now learning how to communicate to people in order to find a solution and a way forward. Now, when we're stuck in situations, we need to ask ourselves what kind of personal accountability we have within that. When we're restricted or tied to someone or something, what role do we play in that? And that is precisely what this central energy talks about. Are you robbed or are you becoming careless? Typically, when a person is pickpocketed, it's because they don't take the necessary precautions, usually, to safeguard their possessions and their valuables as they go out. And that is what you're precisely what you're going to need to do. With the Knight of Pentacles here, the Page of Cups in the reverse, and the Hermit, it can feel like you're not making the progress you need, but it is, if you try to do this alone with the Hermit energy, you'll feel less success. Now, once you have learned the things you need to learn from that period of isolation, it's time to move forward and start interacting with the community at large. That is what the Three of Pentacles represents. There are three different pentacles here, and when combined together, radiate the light of the sun. And then here you have the four elements. This is the kind of like the Holy Cross almost. And what it shows is that we bring things together better and more when we reach out to our community of people to help us through the difficult times. And that communication, that breakthrough is going to come about when you start to do that, represented by the Ace of Swords. So at the very core, you want to move into a period where you are both financially stable and moving forward with your life. If you have felt stuck, you have dreamed about this King of Pentacles moment where you do have enough finances, you are solid and stable and grounded, whether that is in your love life or your professional life, and then you are able to move forward. With the Chariot, you're also going to have to learn to trust the universe a bit more because the two Sphinxes represent the positive and negative forces in the universe, which in turn propel us forward through their interactions with one another. Think about how a rail gun works. Think about how a monorail would work or a light rail system. It's propelled on a series of magnets. It's through their opposition that they're able to move forward smoothly. And additionally, when we are moving forward with the Chariot, it is through those positive and negative experiences that we make the progress that we need to move forward. And that's what you see here with the light and the dark within this specific Sphinx, because they have combined the two together. When we have the abstract, negative, concrete, the analysis, antithesis, and then synthesis, we are able to pull together all the resources and the lessons that we've learned in order to find that stability and to move forward with what it is that we truly need. Moving on, we then see the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse and the Seven of Swords as what's consciously known. This is what's unconsciously known, or at the core. This is what we want. However, what we're getting here is the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, the opposite of the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. And it could be possible that your financial situation or your sense of material happiness and stability have been thwarted by the fact that there are either agents outside of you or within yourself that have sabotaged this situation. Perhaps you could move from a Ten of Pentacles in the reverse into a Seven of Swords, which will allow you to strategize a bit better on how you're approaching your financial situation. Now, if you're out of work or you do not have a job or you're not married or all the things that you think would give you the material stability that you need, contemplate a better way to move forward. After the Six of Swords, after you've moved on, you move into the Seven of Swords, which is finding the best way to think and strategize on how to overcome the opposition. In the traditional Rider-Waite, they are stealing the swords from the enemy encampment because he knows as an individual he can't do it alone. But if he has a better strategy, he's able to overcome and thwart an entire army of people by taking their swords and leaving two, which is the indecision that they are faced with due to the loss of the Five of Swords, which is the ability to win at all costs. So that's what the Seven of Swords is about. Not necessarily a bad card, but one that tells us either A, we may not be working scrupulously enough to achieve financial stability, or B, we need to strategize on how to do this so that we can operate with a better plan moving forward. So, in the penultimate outcome of all of this, we then move into the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups in the reverse, and the Page of Swords in the reverse. Seven of Cups talks a lot about confusion, options, things of that nature. Then we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, which calls us to respect our boundaries and be able to replenish our emotional reserves so that we can tap into our intuitive faculties to guide us through this difficult period. Now, Page of Swords in the reverse also. I tend, again, to look at sometimes when these cards are in the reverse, they're looking at us and to say that there is a lot of internal work that needs to be done. It may seem overwhelming at first, but in order for you to cultivate a life where you're feeling complete and plentiful, and you're able to show compassion to yourself for whatever difficulties that you faced in the past, it is important for us to know the boundaries that are important to establishing that. So, for example, looking at it, if someone is mistreating you or you know, are dealing with a bad relationship, we need to reestablish the boundaries that allow the energies of the cups to flow properly. If you are in a difficult situation with work, it is important for you to establish whether or not you have put in enough passion and zeal into achieving what it is that you want or the kind of job that you really want to manifest. If you're dealing also with a period where you feel emotionally cut off and isolated, it is important for us to rebalance that so that way we are back into a position where we can feel we're in touch with our intuition, our true feelings, and that we're not just shut down. Page of Swords in the reverse tells us to go inward to search and find out what that is. I'll pull one more card that kind of tells us the full story. Final card for the penultimate outcome. And as I was just saying that, we have here the High Priestess and the Two of Cups. So that is an example of me using my intuition to connect with some of the energies here. High Priestess is about using your intuition. And then you have the Two of Cups. It's a balance and equal exchange of energies from something that is different than what you would have expected. And that is precisely the message that we are looking for, precisely what we need to do in order to move forward. Reconnect with your heart center so that way you can achieve all of the other things. And in order to receive success, you must first become success. Find your alignment within. Cultivate the energies necessary for success, your daily habits, waking up early, maybe going out and doing things that you love, things that you enjoy. Finding your center and being happy despite not having everything in the external world. When we can flip that polarity and finally achieve that happiness no matter what, that is when we find our greatest success and things begin to draw to us like a magnet. I've experienced this in my own life, dealing with certain circumstances and situations that were very difficult over the last year and a half. But it is a true concept, very quantum concept, that in order for you to change your life, you must change your mindset. And that's really all I can leave it at this point. It's a time for you to give to yourself rather than take from other people. Time to breathe out, release that which no longer serves you. Breathe it out and allow new to come in. Aspirations, when we aspire to do something, comes from the root word, aspira, which means to breathe in. It is the breath that you take in that allows us to connect with our higher self, with the universe around us. The thing that sustains us is our breath. And additionally, when you aspire to do something, in order for you to sustain that aspiration, you have to constantly take in the things that will help feed and drive the very essence of your core. And the very essence of your core, financial stability and forward progress. So do things in your life that will allow you to experience that even at the micro level, where you are just celebrating small wins every day and cultivating a sense of gratitude. That is the fuel that you'll need to move forward. And I think you'll be successful once you take those steps. So that's pretty much it. This is the Aluminum Tarot. Thanks again so much for joining as always. I appreciate it reading this for you. This has been for the sign of Pisces for the month of January 2025. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any future postings. And also, if you would like a personal reading with me, one that is in tune with your specific energies and not those of the collective, kindly feel free to reach out to me at the contact details in the description box below. That's going to be it for today. I really appreciate your time and energy and love. And until we meet again, love and light.